Hey guys, welcome to a discussion video where I discuss stuff. Today's topic is virtual reality. Will it take over real life? Probably not. But I'll just go into why I wanted to discuss this today. And it's kind of a topic that's been around for years. Even when I was a little child, I overheard a conversation today about these two guys who don't play video games basically, and they were talking about the virtual headsets, the Oculus Rift and the newly announced Project Morpheus from Sony, which, sounds interesting. The virtual headsets, you put them on, and it's basically just a screen right in front of your eyes, and you move your head and your character's head will move within the game, so it's like, it really immerses you there. So they're talking about that. Well, when I say talking about, they're just they're just slating it basically. They're just like, fucking losers, fucking going out there in their fucking headsets and shit. They need to get a life. They need to go outside and stuff. They're pussies, and they're saying shit like that. I can't recall what they were saying because I'm from Scotland, right? And these guys were like pure Scottish, like, and my accent's kind of monotone, whilst they're too Scottish for even me to understand. So yeah, they're still in the philosophy that anybody who plays games is a loser and needs to go outside and needs a fucking life. Like, I'm sick and tired of that fucking argument. Okay, the whole real life versus virtual reality. You know what? Fuck it. Pick your one. Stick with it. Okay, I don't care anymore. Right? When I was little. Right, I'm going to discuss why I think virtual reality is sort of taken over real life. I'm not saying taken over, but I'd say it's become a bigger and better substance of escape, I would say. Gaming it as a medium, of course. So, gaming, when I was young, I grew up in the N64 games, the Mario 64, one of the best games ever, the Mario Karts, the Turrics, all those games. I grew up playing them. And back then, I was a nerd. Just because I played games, okay? Just because I played games, right? If back in those days, right, if you either played games or you didn't, okay? If you played games, you were a nerd. If you didn't, you weren't. These days, you can play COD, FIFA, all the sports games, Battlefield, and you won't be a nerd, you'll be a cool guy, because you play the cool games that are popular. The fucking army shooty stuff, pew pew pew. Those are very popular these days. And I guess those aren't considered games to them. But apparently, as soon as I turn on my PlayStation and stick on The Last of Us or Skyrim, I'm the biggest fucking nerd on the planet, and I live in my mother's basement, and I don't pay my bills, I don't have a job, and I'm fucking hopeless. Most of those are true. But the fact is, there's been a big transition now. Gaming, which might not particularly mean specifically virtual reality, it is a means of escape to another world, dimension, whatever. And virtual reality is very similar to that, and it's interesting that virtual reality is first sort of hitting gaming first, Have you seen these headsets for movies? Not really. I guess they would be watchable, but that's what virtual reality does. It immerses you visually, and I think we've already as far as sound design goes, we're pretty much there. So now we're gonna have visuality and hearing fully immersed into gaming, which is pretty fantastic. All we need now is the physical components. You move your right arm, the character in the game's right arm moves. Stuff like that, which, there is gimmicks around, the Wii Remote, the PlayStation Move, and they're all fine and dandy, but I think we're all looking for something that completely takes you into the game. In my head, what I imagine is like, it's just a small cubicle. You go into it, and then you close it, and the floor's like a big trackball. So wherever you move, you're not actually going to move, you're just going to be rotating it like a treadmill. And there you are, you have it, you're in. Pretty much. That's my vision of future virtual reality. But this argument of, it's always virtual reality versus real life, or, virtual reality is taken over real life, is not really that true. It's not fighting it. It's a means of escape. And this, people, I don't think it's a bad thing to escape. What's so great about real life? There's nothing really I can see you bragging about. Yeah, you can look fit and healthy and stuff, but I can do that in the game. And just because gaming is easier than real life means I'm a fucking loser, pretty much. Sorry, it's just logical sense to do things the easy way. I don't care who the fuck you are, okay? Manual labor sucks. Doing things physically fucking sucks, okay? I don't care how you look at it, okay? It sucks. I like to do things easily. I like to sit in my chair, and I like to travel the world of Skyrim. And it's beautiful. You could argue graphics in real life are better. Yeah, but it takes a lot more effort. I'm sweating, I'm smelly, walking across those plains, fuck that, I'm not doing that. Screw that. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like some things in real life. I do like my walks. But if that can be replaced with virtual reality, what's the point? If they can bring smell, the visuals, the sound, if virtual reality is able to take over all your senses and really put you there, almost like it's transporting you there, rather than showing it through a screen, what really is the big difference in the end? Is there really all that much of a big difference? No. Another argument people will bring up is, oh, but you can't go to virtual reality because you need to eat food and drink and piss and shit and stuff like that. Now, my counter argument is to that is, those things are all real life stuff and they're all inconvenient. Okay, those things are inconvenient. Shitting, pissing, inconvenient. We don't need to do that in virtual reality. We don't. The only time we have to escape virtual reality is to take a fucking piss. Come on. And yeah, let's bring up the big topic, sex, right? Sex. Is that ever going to be better in virtual reality? You know what? Sex toys, pretty underrated, I must say. Right, sure, you're not really going to be able to have children and stuff, but who wants children, right? Who wants children? They suck. They're just an inconvenience. If you love inconveniences in your life, go to your life, have your children, have your marriages, maintain your body, go to the gym every day just so you can look perfect, okay? Go through all that effort, and all it is in the end is a bunch of inconveniences. Go ahead, do that. I'll stay in my room all day, and I'll visit every world that's been created just for me, and I'll fight demons and stuff, because you know what, that's fucking fun. Fucking assholes. Virtual reality sucks, are fucking losers. Yeah, piss off, you prick. Now that's just my argument for virtual reality. I don't really have one against it. I mean, if it all works, if everything's perfect, obviously, I have nothing against it. But I don't think any of it's really going to work at first, really. I've not tried Oculus Rift, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But obviously in the past, virtual reality hasn't really been done that great. I mean, there has been headsets before, but they were pretty much just TVs on your glasses. They were pretty bad. So, yeah, not a fan. So yeah, this is all speculation. It's all stuff to see what happens in the future and stuff, And I'm interested, I'm really interested. I don't like my life, my real life, and that's not a bad thing. It's okay to hate your real life. I'm not depressed or anything. I just don't really see the point of it all. Having to go places, it's so inconvenient taking the bus, waste all that money travelling to certain places to get your job or go to college or whatever. you know, and you have to talk to people. Don't you wish there was just a fast travel system? Yes, you do. Like I said, real life limits you. Real life is limited, and it just creates all these inconveniences. Virtual reality, it can do away with all those inconveniences. It can do away with that. It really can. Really, really can. Why travel by bus when you have an airplane in your back garden? You know, stuff like that. Just teleportation. You know, it's virtual reality. You could do anything, anything. And I guess maybe that's a downfall. I mean, when you can do anything, when you can be anybody you have, where is your goals or ambitions? What is the point in having them? There's nothing to work towards if you have it all, and that can cause severe depression. Yeah. So maybe we should have those inconveniences in our lives, so we can have ambitions and goals. Great. Yeah, I'll stick to my virtual reality when it comes out, and if it works. I mean, obviously, if you guys have a better argument against it and stuff, I'll be willing to hear. But I'm super excited for it, even though I'll be like 8 years old when it actually all works out. And I have that thing that I imagine, you know, like a cubicle with a trackball in the middle of it. And it'll be like you're really there shooting people. So, and I don't really know the real repercussions of it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how the Oculus Rift goes. Obviously, it's going to be one thing at a time, and, you know, they'll get the headsets will eventually be good. And, you know, go on to the next thing. Can you get your legs to work in virtual reality? Can all these body parts work? Can we just bring you there? Stuff. Then they'll move on to smell. How does a forest smell? Let's try and make that come through. Stuff like that. You know, if you get those the physical senses right, if you know your body movement and your facial senses, like you know, you can smell, hear, see it all, and it's all really good. I don't see massive repercussions. Obviously, everybody's going to be. Will everybody be fat? I don't know. I think, you know what, if you took me into virtual reality and, you know, I would like to go for long walks and all the fighting you'd be doing. Oh man, it would be the greatest fucking, you know, health thing. You know, fuck the gym, man. Fuck you. You know, I'll rather lose some weight, fighting dragons and stuff. You can go to the gym and, you know, lift some weights and stuff. Oh god, I'm a fucking tool. So yeah, that's how it is. That's what I think. Leave your comments below if you think differently or you want to add more or agree with me. Thanks for listening. This has been a discussion on, what was it, virtual reality versus real life. I don't think it was a versus, it was more of a, is virtual reality taken over? In my opinion, it's not taken over. Virtual reality is a new thing, it's something different. And I like different. Can't be much worse than real life, right? Yeah.